Point-and-click games may not have the sex appeal they once did for big-name publishers back in the 90s, but the genre is still alive and thriving thanks to an assembly of indie developers pushing it forward in new and creative ways, while paying homage to the genre's roots. 2024 promises to be another exciting year for point-and-click games, with a plethora of titles looming on the horizon. I've handpicked 11 titles that are coming in 2024, or likely to come, that all adventure game fans should have their eyes on. If you think I'm missing some titles, there's a chance I was stitched up last year. Yes, I'm talking about Rosewater, Locomotive and Foolish Mortals. Anyway, I digress. The Night is Grey is an exciting title to kick 2024 off with, having been on my radar for quite some time. Developed by Whalestalk Interactive, the premise follows lead character Graham as he stumbles upon a young girl all alone while trying to escape a forest filled with wolves, and together they must find their way to safety. Promising classic point-and-click puzzles and an engaging story with gorgeously detailed backdrops and hand-drawn animations, The Night is Grey sounds like a thrilling adventure. What sort of list would this be if I didn't include the remaster of the title that started my love for adventure games? Back in 1996, Revolution Software released Broken Sword, The Shadow of the Templars, a globe-trotting adventure that saw American lawyer George Stobart and French journalist Nico Collard unravel an ancient conspiracy involving the Knights Templar. It's a classic of the genre, and now, nearly 30 years later, Revolution Software is jazzing the original up to 4K and tweaking elements so that players new and old can experience the game in all its modern glory. If you know me, then you'll know I'm a sucker for games set in the 19th century, and I'm always intrigued by games that have unique or uncommon settings. Casebook 1899, The Leipzig Murders by Homo Narren's Studio is one such game. Set in the titular German city of Leipzig, the story centers on Detective Joseph Kreiser, who has come to Leipzig to solve 4 murders. Each case has multiple endings, which will depend on who you arrest, and it has a tasty hand-drawn pixelated art style and full German voice acting. Ich bin begeistert. Billed as a classic point-and-click adventure game, Elroy and the Alien sees young rocket engineer Elroy and journalist and history buff Peggy embark on an epic journey to save the world and uncover the truth behind Elroy's father's mysterious disappearance years ago. Featuring fully voiced characters, challenging puzzles and 60 locations, this is one to keep an eye on. It's wild to think that development on Asylum started 14 years ago in 2010, with a Kickstarter raising nearly $120,000 in 2013, and we're still waiting for it to be released. But I've got a feeling that this year is the year. Asylum is the work of Senscape, and is a point-and-click horror game inspired by H.P. Lovecraft and 80s Euro horror. It's set in the Hanwell Mental Institute, where the main character must explore the facility to solve a surreal mystery. It guarantees a mind-bending storyline with a shocking conclusion. Let's hope it can deliver on that promise sometime in 2024. After more than 10 years, the next entry in the legendary adventure series Broken Sword is finally upon us, with George and Nico teaming up once more in Broken Sword Parzival Stone. This time around, George and Nico will travel to Berlin, Paris and Occitania as they are thrust into a conspiracy involving ruthless treasure hunters, sinister medieval cabals and quantum physics, after an ancient manuscript containing clues to the location of Parzival Stone is stolen. It's got what Revolution Software is calling Super 2D visuals, a blend of traditional 2D and 3D animations to bring the environments and characters to life. 10 years is a lot of anticipation to live up to, but I have a feeling that Broken Sword and adventure fans are in for a treat with Parzival Stone. Near-Mage is the next adventure from Romanian studio Stuck in Attic, developers of Gibbous, a Cthulhu adventure, one of my favourite point-and-clicks of recent years. I happily pledged money during its Kickstarter back in 2021, and I'm hoping that this is the year it releases. You play as teenager Illy, who has arrived in Transylvania after being invited by her mysterious great aunt, only to discover that she comes from a lineage of witches and is entitled to enroll at the Transylvanian Institute for Magic. You'll take different classes of magic, learning how your newfound skills will affect those you encounter, and you'll have the ability to build your own spell loadout to suit your magical desires. It's got a super cool setting and a stunning hand-painted art style, and it's one that I can't wait to play. Easily my favourite game I played at PAX Australia last year, The Drifter by Melbourne studio Powerhoof has the potential to be a huge hit with adventure fans. Inspired by the likes of Stephen King and John Carpenter, The Drifter is a pulp thriller that sees Mick Carter return to his hometown only to witness a murder, and then get murdered in the process. Somehow though, Mick isn't dead, and instead he's entangled in a web involving shadowy corporations and murder, and the 1,000-year-old obsession of a man. It's fully voice acted with magnificent Aussie accents and has an atmospheric pixel art style, and I'm certain that The Drifter is a classic in the making. If you've ever played any of Joe Richardson's previous work, you know what to expect with Death of the Reprobate, and you know that it'll be damn good. Like his previous work, the game's backdrops are built around Renaissance paintings and are incredibly done. Death of the Reprobate is set in the same universe as the previous games, although it can be played independently, and sees you play as the last surviving heir to Immortal John. It's a story about helping people and being a nice lad, and I'm excited to give it a spin, hopefully this year. Developed by German outfit Helpnode, Sanya is an intriguing title that aims to remind players what it was like to be a kid in the 90s. Set during a post-Soviet era before the dawn of the 21st century, you'll play as Sanya, a 7-year-old boy who rescues a puppy and makes new friends in a small town stuck in time. Your relationship with your new 4-legged friend will determine the ending you get, and you'll need to feed him and give him scratches, as well as teach him tricks. It's got a striking visual aesthetic, and I'm keen to check it out when it launches later this year. A Twisted Tale is a colourful and beautiful upcoming adventure game from Voodoo Bembel. Promising a humorous narrative with loony characters, unexpected twists, challenging riddles, and multiple endings, players will assume the role of Vio as she travels through various realms and unreal locations. It caught my eye the moment I saw it, and it seems I wasn't the only one, with the Kickstarter campaign pulling in nearly double its €17,500 goal. It's definitely one to add to your wishlist. There are loads more point-and-click games that I could have added to this list, but it's obvious that 2024 is going to be an exciting year for the genre. If there's a title that you're excited about, let me know in the comments. Otherwise, thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.